Alright, everybody. This is Brad here at 100Servings. And I'm back again. This has been one of the toughest things that I've ever put together. I have shot this video 4 different times now. Every single time I've had technical problems, I've had things go wrong, I've just not had an easy time of things. But 4th time's the charm, right? I've had content claims, I've had everything. I even had an entire day just trying to get this thing to run. So, but I have to say, is all of this work worth it for this game? No, absolutely not. This is Lost Dimension. This is made by Lancars, the company who made Monarch. This was their previous entry. Came out in 2015 for the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita. And then was ported to Steam by Ghostlight in 2017. Now, this is kind of an interesting port because it was ported by a British company, and they did such a thorough job, they actually ported over all the flaws and glitches and problems and everything else that they had in the initial release. They didn't fix any of it. But on the plus side, this thing just works out of the box, okay? If you want to use a controller, it works with controllers just great. Never had a problem. If you want to use a mouse and keyboard, you can do that any way that you want to run it. So I give them credit. They actually did a really good job porting this to PC. This is a budget title, and in a lot of ways, it would be a very mediocre game. But what happens when you have a mediocre game and not a huge budget? Well, use some interesting uses of mechanics to make your game better than what it should be. And the mechanics of this game are what make it worthwhile. This is on Steam. It goes on sale for about $6.24. If you get all of the DLC, it costs about $11. Is the DLC worth it? I'm probably not the guy to ask because I bought the day 1 DLC for Monarch. So, alright, and at this point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring up the audio. Now, first I'm going to pick a slot, and I'm going to bring up the audio so I don't get a content claim at this point. And we're going to go ahead and start a new game here.
The world
now
faces
total destruction. Somebody put aluminum foil in the microwave. Oh, God. Oh, they broke the chair. Oh, God. Oh, this is why Garfield hates Mondays.
How could
Oh,
a single person do all this?
The attacks are simultaneous?
Reported casualties at 2 billion and climbing.
who's reporting 2 billion casualties?
There's an incoming transmission from that man.
That's specific.
I am the agent of the apocalypse. My name is the End.
My only friend, the End?
This destruction is but a prelude. More will come.
Ooh, dramatic.
True destruction is about to begin.
Yay!
13 days from now, everything in this world will come to an end.
Oh, finally.
If you want to continue your worthless lives,
Not
try
really.
and stop me. Try and kill me.
Oh, now that sounds like fun.
13 days from now? It's over, isn't it?
Yep.
The world's coming to an end! We need to deploy the troops at once.
We have to stop that madman at any cost.
Assemble each nation's finest and infiltrate that tower.
Send some helicopters, guys with machine guns, and oh yeah.
This is our final hour.
It may be time to send in the gifted.
Maybe with their powers, they can do the impossible.
Oh yeah. This is Japan, so we got to send in the
world's
school
fate
children to
is in their
save the day.
hands.
The first floor, Detroit. I'm late for football practice.
is this?
I don't know, looks like Detroit to me. That's where I left my Oldsmobile.
My head.
Is attached to the end of your neck.
What?
Those are bad guys.
This is...
This is what Detroit actually looks like. Right, I remember now. I came here to fight. Well, from your rippling physique, I assume you're a cage fighter. And you guys see this combat is pretty much identical to Monarch, except that this is sci-fi as opposed to fantasy. There's 3, 4, 5 others in similar uniforms. I doubt we'll confuse them with the enemy. Well, yeah, it's because you guys are all dressed up for, I don't know, band practice or something. Alright, commencing attack. I should close in on the enemy so they're in range of my gun. So, I shouldn't get behind cover and fire accurately. I need to be as close as possible so I can shoot him with my gun. Okay, move and attack. And however close you are, whatever determines your chance to hit, and some enemies can counterattack depending on what range.
Let's do this.
You see the big circle around you, and that lets you know the extent of the range that you can move. Kind of like in Monarch. And if I get to the end and I go, oops, I'm in the wrong place and I can't hit him from here. Just hit the back button and you go back to the beginning. So, I'm going to run up and attack. I got an 85% chance to hit, and he is going to counterattack. As a general rule, the guys in blue are ranged attackers. If they have yellow, they're close range attackers. If they're green, they've got powers, psychic abilities, so status effects and stuff like that.
Come on!
I use the power of gun. Okay, SAN indicates sanity, or a character's mental resilience. Sanity will deplete when hit by an attack. This applies to both allies and enemies. Just like the Mad Gauge in Monarch, that kept going up if you're in the fog and cost mad, to use certain powers and whatever else. If you eliminate an enemy's SAN, they are dazed for 1 round. It takes a ridiculous amount of damage to get your opponent to lose all their sanity, and that just stuns them for 1 round. So, have fun with that. Alright, my memories are still a bit hazy, but my body's moving just fine. That pretty much describes me every day. Oh, did we wake you? Guys, keep your guard up. Yes, the guy shot at me. I'll be sure to keep my guard up. It won't go down that easy. Maybe with my fire I can finish it off. Okay, everybody has gifts. They require GP, gift points, but they also require sanity to use abilities.
Let's go.
It's a real practical combat uniform there. Now what's funny is the gifts that you use in this game actually switch to a cinematic. So there's a little quick loading screen between them.
Burn!
What?
She just created fire out of nowhere. Do you remember? We have these gifts we use to fight against terrorists. Well, at least you're being productive. They sent us here in a task force to handle the situation. Well, we're apparently handling it. Then again, we were sent in different teams, so I don't know who's from which one. I don't recognize anyone's faces. I would probably remember everyone's powers, but that's just me. So we all have a gift like yours? No, you do not have a gift like hers. Yours isn't nearly as useful. There's something in my head. It's like I can see some image. Using a gift can be draining on our bodies, so try to keep aware of that. George Jackman. You're gonna really learn to hate him. Hey, more importantly, you look like you're hurt from their counterattack. Hold still. I'll come to help you. You can use items. Yes. George Jackman, a traditional Japanese name, using the traditional Japanese katana.
Thank you.
Neat.
Yeah.
Thanks, I owe you one. No problem. Just doing my duty to uphold justice. I would say make some kind of game out of it. Every time he says justice, slam your head into your desk or something. I'd say that, but you probably get brain damage. You don't need healing after every little scratch you get. Mind your own business, dude. Sorry, I wish I could have been more useful. Well, that sounds like a good leader. Hey, watch your language. You're hopeless. Sit tight and I'll give you some of my gift. Maybe that'll help move things along. You can give me your gift? Well, yeah, we call that Christmas. Yeah, now wait there. Okay, defer. Again, defer is exactly like it is in Monarch, where you can, if you're within range, you can give up your turn to give somebody else a turn. The difference is in this game, it costs you sanity. It costs you 10 sanity every time that you give away your gift. So Zenji's gonna move up and defer to show.
Leave it to me. Damn.
Huh? What the? My body is... There's power rushing into me. I gave you a portion of my gift. We can all do it. It's called deferring. It'll tax your mind, but using it once or twice shouldn't be a problem. Don't forget to try it out. Oh, I see. I can keep moving with the power you just gave me. Alright, the blue one is going down for sure. Okay. Now, in a perfect world, you want to attack your enemies from behind. You'll get a back attack, you have a higher chance to critical. Some enemies won't be able to counter if you attack from behind. Now, you would think, well, I'll just stay, pointing this way. Wherever you end up is where your character is going to stay. So let's say I don't take him out with this shot. If I stay with my back here to him, he's immediately going to shoot me in the back and get a back attack on me. So I'm still going to position myself so I'm pointed at him. And you see that little purple marker there come up with an assist. If you have anyone within range that's an ally, they'll attack as well. So Toya is over there, he's got a machine gun. Himeno is right in there too, but she only has a knife, so she doesn't have the range to attack him.
That takes care of that.
Thank goodness, I appreciate the help. You're welcome. If the target's in range, I'll assist an ally's attack, unless it's someone I don't like. I've never seen anyone dislike anybody enough not to assist. Sounds good to me. I guess I should try to attack when my allies are nearby. There are advantages to having everybody together in a clump, and there's huge disadvantages. So, be careful with that. Mana. Mana talks with a British accent, which I would love to hear her dub of using a British accent while she speaks Japanese. You seem to be getting the swing of things. Why don't we finish these buggers off? And that explains assists.
Well then.
Alright. So, 2 of the members of your team have machine guns. If you have a machine gun, you can actually sweep. So I'm going to try to hit both of them. You can actually hold down X and still move while you have a power up. So, for example, if I want to know if my area of attack is going to hit everybody, or I want to position myself just right, I can hold down X and see how much movement I still have left with that power equipped. So I'm going to go ahead and machine gun attack both of them.
Here I go!
This game loves to kind of play interesting roles with all the different characters. So, Mana here is actually the strongest member of your party. She attacks with her bare hands. So, I'm going to put her right behind this drone. Oh, I do have impact. Yeah, and I'm going to punch him.
How'd you like that? Wow!
Mana's also really resistant to melee attacks, but she's not really good against guns.
This one'll hurt.
Toya, on the other hand, is highly resistant to ranged attacks.
Wow! There! That was easy, right?
One of the glitches from
How's that?
the PS3 and Vita versions of this game is that sometimes the music will just
go.
cut out. But the music switches back and forth between the enemy side and player side, so it'll generally come right back up whenever whichever turn it was ends. So I'm going to go ahead and put him between the two. So now if somebody else comes over and attacks one of these, I'll get an assist on that as well. So me and Toya are going to take out this one.
How's this? Good.
And apparently only
Let's
I'm
go.
going to take it out. And Himeno's going to come over here. Now she's not within range again for her knife, but she is within range for her gift, and then she's going to get 2 assists.
Burn! Is that all?
Yeah.
Is that all of them? Well, obviously, because the music just changed. I guess that was the welcoming committee. No, that was a whole bunch of robots. Still, I never expected the inside of the pillar would look like this. It's like it ate an entire city. I can hardly believe it. Yeah, it's weird when they build a tower around like 5 city blocks, the bottom level looks like, 5 city blocks.
Well,
We should assess our situation first and foremost. I'm worried about the group that went on inside while we were fighting. Toya is so useful because he is down to earth and he just speaks directly about everything. It's kind of nice. Whenever I do this late at night, I'm very, very thirsty.
You serious?
Wait, you serious? I didn't see anyone. I don't think you were paying attention to anything, Zenji. You're too angry to notice anything.
then
I guess we should check inside. Let's make first contact before they can get the drop on us. Alright, everybody, guns out.
You're right.
And I'm opening the door. Going into the cutscene.
There are others? So you have 5, huh?
Us 6 and you 5. That makes 11 of us in total.
that's
Very
great.
good.
We can play soccer with that many people.
That's supposed to be a joke?
We're all wearing
Yeah,
similar
it's just not a very
uniforms.
good one.
In other words, that means we're... If it isn't the 11 psychics.
And yet none of us saw this coming.
Welcome to the pillar. That voice. I know who he is.
I sure hope so.
So you're the end. You've come looking for me, no? I must greet you.
You just did. Is this like bad guy stuff or what? What the? Why is he glaring at me with such hate in his eyes? Well, because he's the bad guy. You're the good guy. That's how this works.
It seems you at least remember who I am.
Yeah, it's tough to forget the guy that looks like he just raided Liberace's wardrobe.
Of course we do. We came here to kill you after all.
Yeah, so why aren't we shooting him?
Or did you tamper with our memories, thinking we'd forget all that, too?
Tampered with our memories?
Welcome to the conversation, Nagi. You're going to find out that these people are... Well, they're awful people at least, and at worst, criminals, okay? There are... Some of these characters have secrets that they should probably be in prison for, but we'll get to that later.
Are you implying he's the reason why we don't remember how we got here?
Let's hope so, or it's either that or because you've got about 3 brain cells to rub together.
That would seem a logical conclusion.
Ah, yes. Logic coming from the doctor there. Thanks.
Why have you done this?
Because he's a bad guy.
It doesn't matter why.
Ah, the pessimist of the group.
He's an enemy we have to defeat. That's all we need to know.
Boy, you must be fun at parties.
Ha! Just what I'd expect from Sealed. You lapdogs are so entertaining to watch.
I'm sorry, but I can't take an insult seriously from a guy with, what, red frosted tips?
What did you say? You messing with us?
What you talking about, Willis?
You needn't call us dogs. You're right beastly.
Yeah, we're all cat people here.
You are still not enough. The situation is more dire than you could imagine.
You killed 2 billion people and you've got all the nuclear weapons in the world. I can't really think of how much more dire it could be.
I believe you are all forgetting one very important item.
Well, we didn't bring anything with us, so...
Important? What do you mean?
He means an important item, Marco. An important item.
There is a time limit.
What, on this game? I'm pretty sure I can just hold us here for, like, forever.
I completed launch preparations, and I now have a nuclear warhead aimed at every major city in the world.
You have one of them pointed at Hoboken, New Jersey, okay? I wouldn't consider that a major city in the world, but please wipe it off the map.
And I just pressed the switch.
Oh, thank you.
What? That's a load of bull.
Yeah, what reason do we have to believe that the psychotic supervillain, would nuke the planet?
The warheads will launch 13 days from now. That is your deadline. And the only way to stop them is for you to come and kill me.
Oh, cool. So... nobody's gonna shoot you? Nobody? We all have guns? Nobody's shooting you?
The UN seems to think you're up to the task.
Boy, they're wrong.
That's why they assembled Sealed. To come in here and stop me. Jeez, you scared me!
So guns have no effect on him.
You shot him one time. You don't know that the bullet hit him. Why don't we try it, 3, 4 more times? Maybe stab him, Get a blowtorch and a pair of pair of pliers. Get medieval up in here.
None of you can lay a finger on me. I exist on a whole other plane.
So how would that be different if we get to the top of the tower?
If you wish to kill me, you will need to climb this tower.
You're starting to make this sound like work.
I'll be waiting for you at the top of the pillar. So if you want to save the world, I suggest you work together and start your ascent.
Work with all these people? I'd rather let the world just vaporize.
Oh, but wait. Did I mention there's a traitor among you?
Yeah, you just did.
What?
What part of that didn't you get?
Are you trying to scare us? You're not very good at bluffing.
Why would he bluff?
All will be clear soon enough.
I doubt that.
If you want to climb higher, you will have to sacrifice one of your own.
Please take me. Please, take me first.
Spouting nonsense and then he disappears? Screw that guy!
It's called Seagull Management.
Do you think it's true about there being a traitor?
Yes, and it's probably you.
That's obviously a lie.
Says the guy who sounds like a traitor.
How could a member of Sealed, upholder of justice, ever
Ding.
take the side of evil?
I don't know. Sounds like fun.
It'd be good if that's the case.
You are just the worst. This room's pretty spacious, huh? I wonder what it's used for. Well, he stores the last season's, IKEA furnishings when he gets all the new stuff in. It's quite a contrast to the urban area from earlier. It also seems as though the enemy hasn't tried forcing an entry here. Why would they? Hey, what's that huge machine? It's probably a huge machine. I wonder. Probably safe to assume that the end prepared this room for us ahead of time. He knew someone would enter the tower. So, like, do you leave refreshments? Is there, like, some lazy boys? You know, big screen TV? Nothing?
Damn it.
No? What does the end want? You don't think that he'd...
Yes.
Well, seems to me like he orchestrated this entire scenario. Now he's just sitting back and enjoying the show. I can't blame him. I'd probably do the same thing. That's why he appeared earlier.
Oh.
Well, what about the traitor? Don't worry, Marco. He'll probably kill you first.
But...
Look, dwelling on that isn't going to help us. Let's set up our base of operations here and use this room to prepare for battle. How? It's not like we have a whole lot of supplies. It's not like anybody has a backpack or anything. We have like a roll of lifesavers and a pair of nail clippers between the 11 of us. We can assess our situation from here. After losing our memories, I'd say we're all a bit confused. I should talk to each of the others before we begin investigating the pillar. You just enjoy suffering, don't you? After battle, sealed members return to the lobby. There you can change equipment, learn gifts, and otherwise prepare for battle. Alright. And I can look around the room or whatever. So, over here is always your talk function. And we're going to meet the team. One of the big aspects of this game is actually building rapport, you know, building friendship with all the different people on your team. Ideally, you want to be friends with everyone, but keep in mind, there is at least one traitor on every level here, so. Alright, Jimeno.
What?
My ability? You just witnessed it, right? It's pyrokinesis. All this ability does is burn objects. It doesn't create anything new. Actually, if there's one thing I learned in the Fire Academy, all kinds of new stuff comes about. Light, heat, the combustion of materials, gases that are released upon that combustion, carbon monoxide, soot, smoke. To think that this power would be useful in such a place. Well, yeah, it's not like we have any other way of cooking our food. If it's close combat, I should be able to give off a considerable amount of thermal energy. I'll turn you to ash any day. Yeah, there is friendly fire in this game. Oh yeah, you only gain camaraderie with the first two people that you speak to after a mission. So, if you think somebody's the traitor, you probably shouldn't talk to them and, you know, spend your camaraderie points with them. Who am I talking to? We'll just go down the line. Toya. Oh, my gift? I have control over magnetic forces. I can lightly draw anything made of iron toward me. On the other hand, I can flick them off as well. I am able to control electromagnetism.
Well,
it's a little exhausting, but I can even manipulate the electricity in the atmosphere and create thunder. He actually has some really useful abilities. It'd be chaos if word got around about my ability, so I kept it quiet until I got involved with the terrorist attacks. Mana. Mana is the worst. Mana, right? Something the matter? It's just like, unlike everyone else's abilities, mine is so uncharming. That thing from earlier?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, this overdrive. Don't you think it's tragic that a lovely bird like me has such a burly ability? You agree, right? Well, whatever. Since this is the case, I'll fight up front during battle. Truth be told, I hate it though. Alright, Nagi. Miss Cardboard. The woman with no personality. Nagi. I've been serving in the army before joining Sealed. My ability is levitation. I can float in the air for a short period of time. wow, that's, other people can shoot fire and lightning and everything else. You can float for a short period of time. Congratulations. That is all. Any other questions? It's fine. I have a general idea of your personality. I.e., none.
Yes.
I see. I'm glad that you seem reliable. I've had conversations with cardboard boxes that went better than that. Sojiro. Oh my, you seem rather shaken up. You need to calm down a bit. Being hasty isn't the solution here.
Huh?
Do I seem shaken up? Well, as it stands, I'm a doctor. Of what, like divinity, or? I'd love to calm you down, but in our current situation, I don't have my medication with me. Well, some doctor you are. Perhaps I can rely on my healing gift to do the trick, though. So, can you, like, conjure up some aspirin or something, or? Zenji. Zenji is... On the plus side, Zenji is up front with everything, because Zenji just hates everyone. So, at least you know where you stand with him. Can I trust you? Nope. I'm Zenji. My ability lets me synchronize with others. Yeah, because you seem like such an outgoing and friendly individual. It's hard to describe, but I can connect with someone else's mind. It lets me read their thoughts and copy their abilities, but it doesn't allow you to find out who the traitor is, does it? I can't use it to find out who the traitor is, but let me just spell it out for you. You don't want to get on my bad side. Settle down there, Francis. See, that's a boomer joke for those of you that, have never seen Stripes. Marco Barbado. That's a good Japanese name.
Huh?
What is it? You want to get to know me? Are you curious about what I can do? I was added to this group because I have psychokinesis.
Oh.
But I'm not at all suited to fight in a place like this. Do you still need something from me? So Marco, believe it or not, even though he's a little kid, is actually your tank. Psychokinesis is he basically creates a shield around himself, so he can take more punishment than any of the other members of your team. Like I said, they love to mess around with that. Yoko Tachibana.
Yes.
Hi, it's nice to meet you, right? It seems you weren't sure there, but yes, it's nice to meet you too. Okay, so I'm not the only one that thought it was weird. Yep, I'm relieved that you're a normal person. You don't know me at all, do you? Relieved? Earlier you were being glared at a lot by the end, so I thought you were someone scary, like a politician or a soldier. Yeah, you were the guy that the bad guy was looking at like he hated you, so I assumed you were some kind of, freak or, villain or something like that, because, the end is such a good judge of character. I myself don't have a clue what all that was about. Anyway, I'm surprised that you're such a normal girl. At the very least, you don't seem like the type to be in the Special Forces based on your appearance or tone. Is it your gift?
Yes.
I can use telepathy, although I don't like to use it much. So let me guess, even though you can read minds, you can't tell us who the traitor is. You don't want to use it? Well, who cares about all that stuff? I'll use it during battles. I do need to support everyone. We don't want to throw our lives away here anyway. And let's see, Aikido.
Hey!
Yo, so the end guy was really scared, staring you down. You two know each other? What's the scoop? What's his deal?
No.
I have no clue, actually. And you're a member of SEAL too, right?
Hey,
You betcha. Agito Yuki at your service. They recruited me because of my teleportation. Teleportation, huh? Yep, it's my gift, they call it. Not sure when I got it or how, but one day I just noticed I was able to do it. It comes in handy. In battle too, of course. Well, it's nice meeting you. And finally, George Jackman. So, let's keep count of how many times he says justice, okay? Haha, konnichiwa. Yoroshiku show.
damn.
Yes.
I am George Jackman, psychometrist of justice. 1. Huh. Do you know what psychometry is, show? With it, I can see the residual thoughts that dwell within objects. For instance, I can read the leftover thoughts of this master katana and... shwing! Slice down evil like so. That is my mission for justice.
When he said he'd launch those missiles in 13 days, I wonder if he was lying.
Well, we should sit around for 13 days and call his bluff, right?
This is a man who's destroyed half the planet. Let's not discount his threat so quick.
Yeah, I think she might have a point there, show. Or, Toya.
In fact, it's probably safest we assume he's telling the truth about this.
Yes, let's assume that the bad guy's always being honest with us.
What worries me more is what he said about a traitor. Do you really think there's one among us?
Ah, she said among us.
You say that as if you couldn't possibly be the traitor.
I assume that all of you are the traitor.
Are you trying to claim that you're not the traitor then?
Well, that's just what the traitor would say.
That was not my intent.
But yes.
This is a circular discussion. Obviously, the traitor would not reveal his or her identity.
Unless they did to throw everybody off.
The rational course is simple. Trust no one.
I didn't plan on it.
So, there's an enemy among us?
Ah, you said among us too.
What a pain in the ass. Whoever's the traitor, come clean.
Yes, come clean so we can kill you now.
Please stop it. How can we suspect our own teammates? I don't like this at all.
You can not like it all you want, Yoko, but the reality is we gotta be real about this.
So what if you don't like it? Are you fine with the traitor doing as they please and killing us all?
As long as it's quick.
That's not what I just...
Enough. There's no need to phrase it that way.
I think there's every reason to phrase it that way.
In any case, we have no way of determining that there's a traitor with certainty.
I could draw straws, roll a dice, pick somebody random.
That's true. It could be a ruse he's using just to get under our skin.
Oh, it's working.
He's done a good job of getting to us so far.
Regardless, we aren't making any progress by discussing this.
Yeah, let's get to some gameplay.
Right. All we can do is move forward.
So the best countermeasure for now is to keep an eye on one another, huh?
That we just came to that conclusion, Nagi. Thank you.
Even though we're teammates, I'm against the whole notion.
Go ahead and try and leave.
Whatever. I don't care if you're all a bunch of traitors. I'm killing the end and saving the world.
Oh, well, cool. Then we'll just hang out here while you take care of it.
It'd be real funny if you were the traitor after saying all that.
What the hell'd you say?
Fight!
Can we stop this useless prattle? You're starting to give me a headache.
Now Sorjiro can use his powers or something to fix that.
Show's right. All we can do now is move forward. Does it matter if there's a traitor in our ranks? We're just a hastily made team anyway. I'd hardly consider any of you an ally.
Is everything you say pessimistic?
We're simply a gathering of people with similar goals. Nothing more.
Well, then let's just keep it that way.
Isn't that a little bleak?
Says the guy who, after we've just experienced 2 billion people getting wiped out, let's talk about things getting bleak. Everyone's growing suspicious of each other, but I suppose that can't be helped.
Let's head out. We have a purpose to fulfill. We have to keep going.
That's right. We have to accomplish this regardless if there's a traitor. Alright. And now at this point, we could set up our characters with equipment and gifts and everything else if we wanted to. Check our items, status. The big thing with gifts is everybody has a couple of different types of gifts. There's active gifts, passive gifts, support gifts, healing gifts, and you need to spend a certain amount of points to level them up to access the next stage. So for example, to go from sight to fortune, I need 3 points in sight. I need 2 points to go into lock-on. If I want to go from fortune to combat senses, I need fortune to be at 3 or 4 for combat alert. Now, once you have all of one color of skill filled up, then you get the permanent additional skill or buff or whatever out here. And everybody has red, then purple, and then green. Now the yellow skills, we'll get back to those later because those are different. And everybody's tree looks a little bit different based on their abilities. So like Jimeno here has fire, but once you get into her purple abilities, they're all cold attacks, and then after that they're all explosive attacks for her green skills. So anyways, each character really is unique. They are well thought out, they're all well voice acted, they're all well written, they all are unique, and so putting together a good team, I mean, there's really not any way to go wrong. It's just a question of how you use each person in each fight. Alright, and before we go on the next mission, we're going to stop here for now. And I'm going to go ahead and get this posted and then be back tomorrow with some more footage. So, hopefully this one turned out a little bit better. This has been a real struggle. It's been extremely frustrating, and I apologize for not putting out more content sooner. I really appreciate all the views that I've been getting. I really appreciate the subscriptions I've been getting as well. So, again, thank you very much for even tuning in at all, because I really appreciate it. It really does kind of brighten my day, and it's just a nice thing that everybody can do. So, I'm going to keep on putting out content. I hope you guys enjoy. Other than that, have a good night. I should probably come up with some kind of catchphrase, and I will see you later.